your source for no-nonsense tech. I haven't done a video in a few months, but I am excited today because we got the newly released Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. Now, in case you're wondering how I got this phone before its official release on, I believe, the 10th or 11th of March, well, if you pre-order from T-Mobile, you'll actually receive it UPS next day delivery. So if you pre-order it from T-Mobile, you will get it tomorrow, or hopefully tomorrow. And you also get a free Gear VR, which is a really awesome deal, plus 6 free games. So they still got that offer right now, guys. Go check it out. Now they're back ordered on the VR, so basically what they do is they send you a slip, a certificate that says redeem your VR by going online to this website and fill out this form. However, the issue is that they're back ordered, so it's going to take them a few days. If, let's say, you get it tomorrow, the next day, you're not going to be able to register to get your VR until Friday. Now, with all that said, the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. Okay, again, thank you guys for watching Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech. Now, I've already opened this, but I haven't technically done an unboxing, meaning I just took the phone out, turned it on, set it up, put it back in. So we're going to go ahead and do an unboxing here. So you can see the box, actually, first thing first, all black, which is different, unique. I have the silver titanium 32GB model, which I'll show you guys in a moment when we look through the phone. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take it out of the box. I kind of like the box. It's nice, different from what Samsung is used to giving us with their white boxes and whatnot. Alright, so there you see the phone. I'll go ahead and take that out for a moment, and we're actually going to go through the box here. Okay, IMEI information, all that good stuff. Remove that, remove that, remove that. You see the SIM card remover, box manual, all that. Okay, now you see the wall port, and then we got this right here, which is their headphones, I believe. Yep, headphones. They're actually white. Okay, they released the same headphones last year with the S6 Edge, and the Note. All right, you see the USB charger, the USB connector here. Okay, so you have that, and then you have the cable, and then you have the wall port. Alright, so that's the box. Let's put that aside. Let's actually take a look at the device here. Alright, this is the Galaxy S7 Edge. This would be the second iteration of the Edge. Actually, technically the third, because you had the Note 4 Edge. Now you have the S7 Edge. S6 Edge, of course, was last year's model. Alright, we'll go through the specs in a moment. First, let me take off this plastic. I know some of you guys like when we remove the plastic. So there's the back, there's the front, and there's the phone in all its glory. Okay, now going around the device, you can see the, I'll actually come a little closer here, if I could just zoom in. Alright, you see the speaker, the 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as the micro USB. On the front, of course, you have the home button, 5.5-inch 2K resolution display. On the back, you have the glass, which I've repaired quite a few of these in the past year. Of course, you have the power button on the side, volume rockers right there, and the SIM card tray and SD card slot. Yes, folks, there's an SD card slot included in the SIM card tray. Plus, of course, the microphone and speaker grill up top. Alright, you got the Samsung logo, very little bezel, because of course you have the curved screen and whatnot. Alright, and let's go ahead and actually go through the spec rundown here. So again, it has a 5.5-inch Super AMOLED 2K resolution display, rendering roughly, I think, about 534 pixels per inch. It has a 7.9mm or 7.7mm frame, so it's a little bit thicker than last year's model, and the reason why is because I believe it has about a 3600 milliamp battery. So the battery life's improved tremendously from last year's model, which had a 2600 milliamp battery. Okay, of course, it's Gorilla Glass and all that good stuff. You got Android 6.0 on this thing. It's Marshmallow with Samsung's TouchWiz UI, and it has, of course, the Snapdragon 820 CPU. Chipset with the Exynos 8890 octa-core, as well as the Adreno 530 Mali T880 MP12 GPU. In other words, for all of you guys who don't know what that means, it means this is one powerful phone. I mean, at one time in our lives, computers weren't even this powerful. So we've come quite a long way. You have 32GB, 64GB variants with 4GB of RAM, which is now the standard for most high-end Android phones. I said most, not all. You have the 12-megapixel rear camera, of course, with the 4K recording and all that. You have the 5-megapixel front-facing camera, and basically all the other bells and whistles like a fingerprint scanner, wireless charging, noise cancellation, etc., etc. So those are the specs on the Galaxy S7. It's an absolute beast of a device, the S7 Edge, excuse me, and it's definitely a gorgeous device. This is a silver titanium. They also have the gold and the black model. I just call it black. It is what it is. Looking at the silver titanium, just right off the bat, it almost looks like a lighter gold, to be honest with you. Just looking at the back here, let me just take off the sticker with the IMEI information. I don't know if you guys can see, but it has more of like a gold finish, but of course it's not. It's silver titanium, so there it is. Okay, the camera doesn't protrude out too much, which is good if you lay it flat on the back. I would say get a case for this first thing you do. Delicate, super delicate phone. Now, first thing you see obviously is the edge. Very sensitive device, right? So if your finger, let's say you have bigger hands and your finger wraps around and touches the edge of the screen, guess what? You are going to tap something. It's going to happen. It's a very, very sensitive screen. Even just to touch, it's a sensitive screen. Blazing fast phone. I've said that for plenty of Android phones in the past few years, and they keep getting faster and faster. Again, you can see how the folders are set up. TouchWiz and whatnot. Long press on the home screen, and you get your wallpapers, widgets, themes, and of course you can change the screen grid if you like. It is a 5.5-inch display, so you can add more icons to your home screen if you want to do that. Just in terms of the viewing angles, they're fantastic. Again, super bright screen, which we're going to put up to 100% here, so you guys can just get an idea of how bright this thing is. It's very bright compared to, let's say, the Nexus 6P, which I will be doing a comparison. It's not a lot brighter, but it's definitely brighter than the Nexus 6P, and we'll be doing a comparison of those two, so stay tuned for that, folks. Okay. Now, in terms of just apps, obviously it comes with all of Samsung's bells and whistles. You got all the Samsung apps, S Health, which utilizes, of course, the sensor right there. You have S Voice and Milk and Galaxy apps and the Galaxy Store and all of those apps, which I'm not a fan of. I call it bloatware, and I also think T-Mobile's apps and any carrier apps are obviously bloatware. I mean, look at all the stuff T-Mobile puts in there that I don't need and I really, don't think many people use or utilize, but to each their own. Okay, so you see right there, T-Mobile, Samsung, of course you have the Google apps, which I think are more useful than T-Mobile's bloat. Alright, you see only one screen of app icons. You can edit it, you could search. Right, here's a feature that Samsung's added. If you take an icon and long press on it, you can go to move apps. You could drag a bunch of different apps and just move them in multiples to other screens. So I think that's pretty cool. Again, just easier and quicker. Also, if you guys want to see the wallpapers that they've added, generic, in my opinion. Generic Samsung wallpapers, so. And of course you have the motion effect. Theme, screen grid, the widgets. You got the home screens. If you're familiar with last year's iteration of the S6 Edge, this is very similar to that. It's really not much different. I mean, just going ahead and looking at the lock screen here, you guys can see the lock screen. You can change these shortcuts, access to your camera, access to your dialer. Of course, you have the notifications and the widgets, notification bar, widgets and whatnot. So you swipe, you unlock, easy breezy 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can see the notification bar, the color scheme a little bit different. But of course you can change that with a variety of different themes. So there are different themes you can download to change the color scheme, to change the way that it looks, the layout. Tons of those in the Samsung store, Samsung App Store, or whatever it is you want to call it. Of course you have the camera, which we'll get into in a moment, gallery, Facebook, contacts. Now just in terms of overall performance speed, let's go ahead and just enter some apps and exit some apps. Alright, you can see how fast this thing is, right? Again, blazing fast. Absolutely. This thing is super fast. And you have the multitasking. Of course, you could do the multi-window. Alright, so you see there. You can add another app down below. Minimize it, maximize it. Alright, you see that's there now. I can X out and I could just swipe down here to minimize my current app. You can have multiple apps running in the background while you do other tasks. So this is the true definition, in my opinion, of multitasking. I mean, it doesn't really get more true in its definition than this, and of course you can X out of them. Now the edge of the screen, you can see what it says, Apps Edge. Access your most frequently used apps directly. or excuse me, quickly via the edge screen. Swipe the edge screen left or right to view other panels. So you can see down here you have the settings as well. Alright, so you guys can see you have 9 panels total. So there's the first one, second, or 9 you can add. 3, 4, let's see the weather. Let's say quick tools, it's a compass. No events, calendar, weather information, you can add a city. Okay, we'll just do that later. It's simply weather. And of course the app's edge. People Edge will access contacts and text messages. So there's my People Edge. You can take a selfie from here. You can view bookmarks. You can actually open, say, your gallery. So it's just kind of a shortcut thing, which is cool. Again, just easier way to get into certain applications, quicker access, which is useful by any stretch of the imagination. Again, going to settings, simple enough, not too much going on. NFC. Advanced features here, one-handed operation, quick launch camera with the home button. You got a bunch of different motion and gesture features, accounts, date and time. Again, going to about device, you can see Android 6.0.1, so it's running the latest version of Marshmallow. And I hope this thing gets faster updates than last year's S6 Edge. I'm sorry, I think that thing got such slow updates. I mean, we want quicker updates, folks. What's going on? I know it has to get filtered through T-Mobile and this, that, this, but, you know, just laggy. Alright, it's one reason why I love the Nexus. It gets just updates directly from Google, which is just so much more convenient. Alright, so now going ahead and again looking at some of the apps, Samsung Pay, Memo Gallery. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the camera here. Again, 12 megapixel rear camera. Of course, not really a good picture. Okay, quick shutter. You got modes. Ton of different modes. You can even download different modes. Alright, you got the video, of course. So video size, you could see UHD, which is 4K recording. Alright, a ton of different camera features. Not very different from what you had with last year's model. Alright, there you see the front-facing camera. Hey guys, okay, you can just tap on it to take a picture. Great quality front-facing camera, and just to show you guys some of the pictures that I took earlier today. And again, you can edit these pictures. So you can just basically click on edit, and it'll take you to a variety of different editing apps. You know, sometimes I feel like TouchWiz is a little too heavy, or feels too heavy. It doesn't respond as quickly to my touch, meaning, you know, I might be going a little faster than the phone. I don't get that with the Nexus and with stock Android, but again, that's an overlay thing. All right, just going ahead and going back to the gallery here. All right, you can see the pictures I've taken. All right, I'll go ahead and go through this here with you guys. Auto rotate. Okay, some of these I took with 100% zoom, so. Now let's go ahead and look at the internet browser here. You can see how the browser looks, simple enough, right? If we go to, I don't know, just type in Android on Google search, I suppose. Fluid in terms of its scrolling. It's amazing quality because obviously it's a 2K resolution display. Everything is just so smooth, fluid. The browser, no doubt about that. Okay, again, you can see I can use the edge of the screen if I'd like, and get Yahoo updates and all that good stuff. So it's cool. They've added some things. Newsfeed. All right, that's pretty sweet. If I go to settings here, look, you can adjust the edge panels and add certain things, which is pretty cool. Different from the Galaxy S6 Edge, which I believe they should add this for all intents and purposes with the Marshmallow update to the S6 Edge, but you see it's unique to this specific phone currently. Alright, going back here, you can see Android.com. Alright. You got your tabs, of course. Alright, turn on secret tabs, right? But you also have the ability to do that and hide photos with in secret folders with your gallery. So there's a lot of different ways to hide certain things. Not that I'm saying that's what you guys should do. If there's certain things you're hiding, hey, you know, you have the ability to do it. Alright, let's go ahead and run a game here real quick. No, it's a super sleek looking device. I mean, look at that. Look how that looks. So futuristic. I mean, futuristic in the sense that, man, if you told me this is what phones would look like even 5 years ago. So who knows what they're going to look like 5 years from now. Okay, see how loud it is? Fun game, guys. Traffic Writer, if you want to download it. It's free in the Play Store. Just got to avoid getting hit. Alright, and look, I could just simply close out of it, or just obviously push the home button to close out of it. Let's see. There it is, gone. This thing will play any highly graphically intensive game you throw at it without a hitch. Alright, I mean, it's super powerful, so no doubt about that. Alright, let's go ahead and run a quadrant benchmark here. Okay, again, I'm just going to go through the device, show you guys what it looks like from the side. And of course you do have the ability to, if you set up contacts here on the edge screen and your phone is face flat, or flat face down, which I wouldn't recommend doing. This phone is super delicate, but if it is, the color will show for that specific contact. You'll see the edges light up. So that's a feature that's there. Super sleek, right? This is a sleek looking device. And I like the fact that they're giving you the Gear VR. That's really, really cool. Okay, let's push yes. So 39,808, that's more than the Nexus. The Nexus 6P, which is stock Android, relatively updated hardware, has about 32,000. So 39,808 is pretty high. Again, this thing is powerful. 3,600 milliamp battery, so shouldn't die as quick. I mean, I believe I started out at 199%. I'm at 96 now. But I've been doing quite a few things, so could be a reason why. Again, thank you guys for watching Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech. If you already haven't, hit the subscribe button below. Alright, you see the calculator here. Simple enough. Okay, you see the calendar. Yeah, you could set up whatever it is that you like. Clock. Okay. Memo, contacts. You see how contacts look. Okay. Again, you can change the color scheme of these things. Google Tap is here, so we're going to set up Google now. And S Voice is here as well. Not a fan of S Voice. Some people are. Alright, so Google Tap, the way that it works is it'll give you suggestions if you're in an app. If you hold down the home button, this will give you Google Tap suggestions down below. So it says nothing on tap if there's nothing there. Okay. Tell me the weather.
It's 77 degrees and sunny in Los Angeles.
Okay, Google. Who is the 41st President of the United States?
George H.W. Bush was the 41st President of the United States.
Okay, Google. Define apathy.
Apathy, lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern.
Okay, Google. Okay, Google. What is 6 minus 6 plus 3 times 9 to the second power times 12 to the third power?
The answer is 419,904.
Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Open settings. Alright, Google now. Great as always. You could change these toggles up here as well if you'd like. Take a look at the dialer here. Alright, okay. Let's look at the 6 Plus versus. Just want to hear audio and show you guys a video.
Solid. Just an overall fantastic camera in my opinion. I'll go ahead and showcase some video quality shortly.
Slippery phone, guys. Slippery phone.
Alright, and just the same can be
Beautiful,
said with the iPhone.
beautiful. Look at this. Very little bezel.
And the quality is phenomenal. Again, you can see the filters here. super fast shutter speed, and you also have the ability to use the front-facing camera with the
fast forward, rewind, do whatever it is you'd like.
ton of different music options.
And again, I believe I can multitask this. So if I open it here, actually I'm going to have it on. And then I can open my gallery, I can watch a movie, or watch whatever it is I'm watching, while looking at my gallery.
So no doubt, you shouldn't have any issues with your music
I can
library.
minimize that. And you got briefing right here, flipboard, which you know what I do with that, guys? Turn it off. Not a fan. Don't need it. To each their own, I don't care for it. Really, this phone shines in a multitude of different areas. The speakers are fantastic, the build quality is great, it's elegant, sleek, sexy, has great battery life, 3600 milliamp, fantastic quality screen. And one thing that I've noticed with Super AMOLED screens is screen bleed. Unfortunately, these things get a ton of screen bleed, so we want to avoid turning the brightness up too high, because the device will get screen bleed. But in any case, if that does happen to you guys, Technability repairs phones. I'll leave my contact information below. And you can contact us and we'll give you a quote for repairing your cell phone. Any phone in the market, we fix it. So, what do I think about the S7 Edge, my first day? Well, I like the build. I like the, just the overall form factor. I'm not really crazy about the color. I thought it'd be a little more silverish. That's kind of weird, but it looks a little too gold for me. I'm sure, again, there's a lot of things I may not have covered, but I don't want to go through every single feature here. Just want to go through the gist of it, show you guys the phone. I know I'm going through the gist of it and I still passed 20 minutes, but yeah, it's definitely a sleek phone. Now, is it an upgrade from the S6 Edge? If you have an S6 Edge, should you be clamoring to get this phone? Absolutely not. It's got a bigger screen, 5.5 inches, better hardware in terms of specs, but is that something you're going to notice, or the average consumer? I highly doubt it. So I would say no, stick with your S6 Edge or S6 Edge Plus, you're perfectly fine with it. The S7 Edge is a nice phone, but I don't think it's worth upgrading the device you just most likely purchased less than a year ago. Now, with all that said, if you're on an S5 or if you have an upgrade coming up on your contract, then yes, it's worth looking at. It's definitely a competitor to all the other high-end phones on the market right now. Of course, the LG G5 has just been announced, so we're going to be reviewing the G5 soon. There's the Nexus 6P, of course, the Apple iPhone, HTC with their next crop of devices, and we'll be doing a bunch of comparisons, so stay tuned for that, guys. So what would I, is this my daily driver right now? No, this Nexus 6P, which I'll be doing a comparison of soon, you guys can see is still my daily driver, and one of the main reasons is the fingerprint on the back, and I like the charging port now that it's double-sided, but I'll get into that when I do the comparison. But, would I use it as my daily driver? Absolutely. This thing is a nice-looking, nice-feeling, delicate phone. So you guys have to be careful with this device. Buy a case for it. It's very easy to break, and guess what, guys? It's super expensive to repair. So try to avoid that at all costs. Get insurance on it. That might benefit you, depending on what the deductible is. But yeah, there's the Galaxy S7 Edge, again, a device that, in my opinion, is an incremental update from that S6 Edge, more rounder, a little bit more sleek looking, bigger screen, but not something that I would consider a must-have upgrade if you have the S6 Edge or that S6 Edge Plus. Alright, that's my S7 Edge review. Thank you guys for watching Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comment section below. I try to respond to everybody. Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, but yeah, go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys watching and taking the time to leave a comment, so thank you for that. My name is Baird. This is Technability, your source for no-nonsense tech. Thank you guys for watching. This is the Galaxy S7 Edge by Samsung.